morning, Abby. It is Wednesday, and guess what book I got for Christmas? But no, seriously, this book is like one of the best written books in like the past decade, I would argue, and everyone should be forced to read it at some point. Buy this book. It's good. I also got this fancy schmancy Harry Potter book, but that is not what we are here to talk about today. Today, we are here to talk about the Legend of Zelda manga series. So basically, I have this friend who's trying to get me into The Legend of Zelda, so she let me borrow a bunch of her manga, and so we are going to be reviewing every single one she has on this channel. But first, a quick explanation. Because I am a professional, it just occurred to me that I forgot to turn on the lights in my room before making this video, so now there's lights. But anyway, back to that explanation. So, there are 10 volumes of the Zelda manga series, but my friend only has 8 of them, and she gave me these 5 first. So, my next 5 videos on this channel are going to be about these, and then sometime in the near future, I will read the other 3 and do reviews of them. However, I will not be able to review volumes 4 and 9 because those are the ones that my friend does not have. Hopefully all that made sense to you, because now we are going to be diving into the first volume of the Zelda manga. The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Part 1. Okay, so my first impression of the manga was that I wasn't excited, because, like, if you look at this, like, they could have drawn some sort of background for Link to be running on, but they didn't. They just took a blurry picture of a forest, and then was just like, oh, okay, we'll just put Link in front of it, that works. And then, like, on the back here, they've got this really nice picture of Link and Zelda and the horse and the fairy, but, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, for whatever reason, looking at that picture literally hurts my eyes. I don't know if it was printed wrong, if it's, like, blurry or something. It looks like it's showing up good on video. I don't know, but, like, that's pain. But all joking aside, I really like the art in this manga. Like, look at this freaking awesome title page. Like, there's Link and Ganondorf and a spear with wings, and there's a sword, and it's awesome. And look at this crud. It's like, it's so intense. Now, if you look right there, it says that the book is by a person called Akira Himekawa, but spoiler alert, the book is lying to you. Akira Himekawa is actually the pen name for 2 separate people whose names individually are A. Honda and S. Nagano, although those aren't actually their real names because they're choosing to not reveal their real names. But anyway, let's actually talk about the plot now. This is a deep, deep forest that spreads over the eastern region of the Kingdom of Hyrule, the Kokiri Forest. The Kokiris who live here each have their own fairy, but there was one young boy who for some reason didn't have a fairy. His name was Link. So basically the first, like, entire half of the first chapter is just kind of exposition. We meet some characters, we learn some things about the origins of the universe, we get to know Link, yada yada yada. Eventually we meet a character called Saria. Saria will become a much more important character later on, but right now all we need to know is that she and Link are having an epic dance party with her Ocarina. Link then tells Saria about this dream he keeps having involving a castle, and okay, yep, this kid was definitely not born in the forest. That night, the great plot Kickstarter, the Great Deku Tree, is possessed by this creepy eyeball thing. One of the fairies, Navi, then notices that something is wrong with the Great Deku Tree, and the tree tells her to go find Link because he's the main character and he gets to do special things. When Link goes to the Great Deku Tree, he is greeted by this thing, and you can't read it, but the little text box under it says, Parasitic Armored Arachnid Queen Goma. Okay then. But for being an armored arachnid queen, the thing's pretty weak. I mean, Link hits it with his slingshot once, and its giant, unprotected eyeball, which happens to be its only weakness, by the way, and then it just dies. But it turns out that the spider wasn't doing this of its own accord. The spider was possessed by an evil guy called Ganondorf, best villain named ever, and Ganondorf is after something called the Triforce. I'm assuming you know what the Triforce is, but just in case you don't, it's the thing with the 3 triangles in the corner next to Link's crying face. Basically, it gives you godlike power, and Ganondorf is always trying to get it, and then Link always has to stop him from getting it, and Zelda's just like, why are we doing this? And then Link's just like, I don't know, but I'm gonna kill Ganondorf anyway. And that's the plot of The Legend of Zelda, everyone. The tree then gives Link a sacred gem called the Kokiri Emerald and tells Link to take it to the Princess of Hyrule, Princess Zelda, title drop. Then the tree dies and Link heads off to Hyrule on the tree's death wish. And by the way, Navi comes with him just because she can, and also Saria gives him her ocarina. Saria tells him to play it and think of the forest, but really all it's there to do is to screw up Ganondorf later on in the story. You'll see, but basically, Saria's contribution to this story is pointless. After Link arrives in Hyrule, he meets a young girl who, you know, totally doesn't look exactly like Princess Zelda. Then, totally not Princess Zelda, makes a deal with Link. If he'll go on a play date with her, then tomorrow she will take him to Princess Zelda and okay, yes, she's Zelda. How long are you going to keep this facade up story? Link and Zelda go on a play date, but towards the end of it, they're attacked by scary assassin people who want the Ocarina of Time or something like that. The assassins just walk off without a fight, but even then, Zelda still somehow goes missing and she drops the Ocarina of Time, the thing in the title that the bad guys are looking for. Oh my god, Zelda. You are so incompetent. Okay, so it turns out that the reason she went missing is because her bodyguard / Nana person, her name's Impa. Anyway, Impa shows up and takes her away. But still, how did you drop the Ocarina of Time? Did you do it on purpose? You already knew Link was coming to the palace, so you can't have that motivation. Like, the next morning, Link takes himself the Kokiri Emerald and the Ocarina of Time to the royal palace and talks to Princess Zelda. And what do you know? The girl that Link met last night was Princess Zelda. Did you see that amazing plot twist coming? Because I totally didn't. Zelda says that she had a dream about Link coming to save Hyrule from Ganondorf, and she reveals that in order to get the Triforce, you have to go to the Temple of Time with 3 sacred gems, including the Kokiri Emerald and the Ocarina of Time, and then you have to play the song of Time. Link then sets off to go find the other 2 sacred gems so that Ganondorf can't. And there we have our plot, ladies and gentlemen. The next few chapters aren't really interesting. It's just kind of Link fighting monsters so that he can get stones and doing RPG things. And it's not very interesting, so I'm just going to go over the main points. To get the other 2 sacred gems, Link has to do things for the Gorons and the Zora, who are 2 species of creatures in the Zelda world. So Link subsequently becomes friends with the royal families of those 2 classes, or races. Why did I say classes? I don't know. Link also befriends this horse, whose name I don't know how to pronounce. It's like Epona, Epona. I don't know. One of those is probably right. And that's all that happens in those chapters. They're pretty boring. Anyway, Link gets all of the 3 sacred gems. Everything's good. He turns around to go back to Hyrule Castle, only to see that it is on fire. Really now? It turns out that Ganondorf has staged a coup, and he is now planning to go and get the Triforce. Although, I don't know how he plans to do that, considering that he doesn't have the Ocarina of Time or the 3 sacred gems. It's made even worse because he tries to steal the Ocarina of Time from Link, but he doesn't try to get the 3 sacred gems, even though Link has those, but you need them to get in as well as the Ocarina of Time. Come on, Ganondorf! What are you doing then? Anyway, Ganondorf walks off with what he thinks is the Ocarina of Time, but it's actually the regular Ocarina that Saria gave to Link at the beginning of the story. So now Link has the Ocarina of Time, so he decides to go to the Temple of Time before Ganondorf can. But if Ganondorf were to go to the Temple of Time, it wouldn't do anything, because he doesn't have the 3 stones that you supposedly need to get into the Temple of Time. This is my problem with this manga. The first half of it is freaking fantastic, but in the second half, there's so many stupid plot holes that I find myself not caring about who wins because nothing makes sense. Anyway, Link opens the Temple of Time, and once he gets in there, he is greeted by Excalibur. I mean, the Master Sword. Then, Link falls asleep, and when he wakes up, he is an adult now. I am honestly very surprised that Link is, like, so chill with this, because, like, if I were, like, 10 years old, and I took a nap, and when I woke up, I had gone through puberty, I would have more than a few questions about certain things. So then Link meets this weird sage dude, Rauru, and, like, apparently Link was able to pull out the Master Sword, which makes him the hero of time, but you're not allowed to be the hero of time if you're a kid for some reason, so Link had to be put to sleep for 7 years magically so that he could actually be the hero of time. But if he can pull out the sword, is he not already the hero of time? He also informs Link that he was not originally born in the Kokiri Forest and that he is actually of Hyrulean descent, but I mean, we already guessed that, didn't we? Now, you might think that it would be a good thing to close the door to the place that has the thing that the bad guys want, but apparently this Rauru dude didn't think that was a good idea, because apparently, after Link opened the door to the Temple of Time, Ganondorf was just able to, like, strut right into the place and just steal the Triforce. What? However, if the Sages of Time, who we have never heard of up to this point, and the Hero of Time combine their powers together, they can overcome the power of the Triforce. Good thing that whoever makes the magical rules decided to put in that one little asterisk, because if not, then the entire universe would be doomed because one dude forgot to close a door. Get your crap together, Rauru! Link then sets off to free the Sage people, and maybe also Princess Zelda if he can find her. He probably won't, though. So, Link decides to start his journey by going back to Kokiri Forest because literally no reason. He just saw Kokiri Forest and he was like, hey, I should go there because the plot wants me to. Once Link arrives in Kokiri Forest, the whole place is like overrun by monsters and crap, and Saria has gone missing. But all Link has to do is hit one monster one time, and all the other monsters die, and it's revealed that Saria is the Sage of the Forest, and she's just freed. Whatever gets the plot moving, I guess. The next few chapters, nothing important to the overall story happens. Like, there's a sad little dragon, and there's the saddest thing. There's also, like, some talking with some characters. Like, Impa shows up, and then the horse shows up, and then there's also a fight with, like, an evil clone of Link. But, like, none of it is actually relevant to the main story at all. And because this video is probably, like, 20 goddamn minutes, I'm not going to talk about it because this video is long enough already. The only thing relevant that happens is that we meet this character, Sheik. Sheik will become more important in Ocarina of Time Part 2, but in here, they're literally just here for, like, one scene to tell Link to go kill the baby dragon. So, we are finally done! Oh boy, this video is so long, I bet. Oh, you'll probably all try and punish me, but book reviews count as educational, haha. Question of the day, is this baby dragon right here not the cutest crud that you have ever seen in your life? That thing is adorable and I love it. Abby, I have to make 4 more of these, and then 3 more of these sometime later on. Why in the world am I committing myself to this? I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. Because honor and pride and things. And I shall see you tomorrow.